What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. The winter meetings are starting to wrap up here. They end tomorrow on Wednesday, and the hope is that the Red Sox have at least a couple more tricks up their sleeve, and one of those tricks seems to be, rumored more than anything else, a big-time trade. In fact, Chaim Bloom just yesterday spoke to the media where he said that the Red Sox would love to add up to 9 players. He specifically said 7, 8, or 9 players, so it makes sense that at least one of those guys is going to come via trade. Now, the Red Sox have already technically added 3 players, so realistically you're looking at the Red Sox adding 6 players, hopefully one of them again via trade. And one of the names that keeps getting brought up in trade rumors for the Boston Red Sox is a previous Cy Young winner. So what we're going to do today is we are going to talk about the Red Sox possibly trading for past Cy Young winner Shane Bieber. We're going to talk about what a trade for Shane Bieber would look like. We're going to talk about why the Red Sox should trade for Shane Bieber, why he would make sense on this team, and we're going to talk about why he possibly wouldn't make sense on the Boston Red Sox. But before we get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. It helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Let's start by talking about why Shane Bieber would make sense for this Red Sox team. The answer feels fairly obvious. The answer to that question is because he's an ace caliber pitcher, which the Red Sox really don't have any of right now. Yes, there are guys on this team that do have the potential to be ace caliber pitchers on this rotation, but we don't have a bona fide ace at this moment. Shane Bieber could definitely be that guy. Over his career, Shane Bieber has a 3.17 ERA with a 1.36 ERA plus, which makes him about 36% more productive than every pitcher in baseball over that time span. And he also has a 3 even FIP, meaning that his ERA was even a little bit unlucky, which is pretty impressive considering over his career he has an ERA in the low 3s. He also, like I mentioned, is a Cy Young winner. Now, that Cy Young did come in the COVID shortened year, so some people may discount that a little bit, but that's not the only time he's finished in Cy Young voting, at least top 10, because besides that year where he did win the Cy Young, he's also come in 4th place for a Cy Young award, and he came in 7th this year for Cy Young voting, where in 2022 he had an ERA of just 2.88 with an ERA plus of 1.32. Again, 32% more productive than the average pitcher in baseball last year, and he boasted just a 2.87 FIP. One thing that I really like about Shane Bieber is the fact that almost consistently throughout his career, he does have a FIP lower than his ERA. Now, if we take a look at his baseball savant page, it's not exactly insane, but it does tell a pretty interesting story. Shane Bieber's not a guy who's going to blow you away with a fastball, with his fastball sitting around 91 miles an hour. What he does do, though, is he paints corners. He's really particular about his location. He does have one of the best control in baseball at his best, and he does not walk a ton of guys, which means that he loves pounding that strike zone. He likes getting swings and misses on pitches in the strike zone and a little bit outside of the strike zone. He's a guy who's not going to give up a ton of walks and is going to get you a lot of weak contact, which is fantastic. So yeah, statistically, Shane Bieber makes sense on this Red Sox team. Another reason he may make sense on this Red Sox team is because Shane Bieber will not be a free agent until 2025. That means you have 2 years of control over Shane Bieber. Does this mean he's a super long-term solution to this Red Sox rotation? No, probably not, but you are trading for a guy who, again, is an ace caliber pitcher that isn't going to be paid like an ace caliber pitcher, at least for 2 years. So you do have some room to sort of grow around Shane Bieber and either plan to extend him or make enough moves where you can use him for 2 years and then move on. He's not a super expensive option, at least when it comes to monetary value. Now, in terms of injury history, Shane Bieber has had a bit of an injury history, specifically in 2021, where he tweaked his shoulder a little bit, causing him to be out for a majority of the season. But the more I look into starting pitchers throughout baseball, the more I'm hard pressed to see a guy who has not had any significant injuries within their career, at least any guys who have been in the majors for more than a couple of years. So I'm not super concerned with Shane Bieber's injury. On top of that too, he did also start 31 games for the Guardians in 2022. He had a really healthy season and it worked out really well for him. So again, I'm not super concerned with Shane Bieber's injury history. I think honestly, it just happens throughout baseball that starting pitchers pitchers will get injured at some point in their career. All in all, there are a ton of reasons for trading for Shane Bieber. You have the ability to receive an ace that is going to slot into this rotation and really take it up a notch. Imagine a rotation where you have Shane Bieber starting games at that one spot and then filling it out with guys named Chris Sale, Brian Bayo, Garrett Whitlock, Pavetta, Evaldi, maybe even Paxton as well. You have a ton of options and you have the top of your rotation anchored down. So all seems fine and well, but there may be a bit of a downside to trading for Shane Bieber, and it has to do with the package you are going to have to give up to get Shane Bieber on this Red Sox team. So let's talk about it. We honestly don't even really know if the Guardians are going to even consider trading Shane Bieber based on their past history, based on their payroll, and based on the fact that they do have a wealth of young, talented starting pitchers in their current rotation and coming up their pipeline. It wouldn't surprise me if they at least consider trading their ace pitcher. Now, the problem with trading their ace pitcher is that they don't have to do it, and that might mean that the Red Sox are going to have to blow them away with a trade offer to get him here. And that's honestly really the only downside for trading for Shane Bieber, is it's going to cost a pretty hefty amount. Now, I was taking a look at the Guardians prospect pool and who they have currently on their team, and I was debating whether or not to throw in one of our top middle infielder prospects, guys like York and Romero, to sweeten the deal and really structure the trade around them. But the Guardians have a lot of middle infield or infield help in general, so we may have to go another route. The package that I put together to trade for Shane Bieber looks something like this. It's Houck, Rafaela, Blaze Jordan, and Jarren Duran. This isn't going to probably be the exact trade that the Guardians accept, but if you take a look at it, right, you're looking at trading one of our top 4 prospects to get Shane Bieber on this team. You're trading away Tanner Houck, who is young, he's under control for a while, and he has a lot of upside. And then the other 2 prospects in Blaze Jordan and Jarren Duran, I threw in there one because Blaze Jordan, again, has a lot of upside and a lot of potential, pretty much a high risk, high reward type prospect, and Jarren Duran, who did not work out very well at the major league level for the Boston Red Sox, but at the same time too, he does still have some potential in there. He's got the speed. We saw for a little bit he can make pretty decent contact and get on base. Maybe the Guardians are inclined to see if they can unlock something within Jarren Duran, and honestly, I think a change of scenery would be good for Jarren Duran. Obviously, those guys can move around and change a little bit. You can interchange some of those players, but I think at the end of the day, it is going to cost a top 4, top 5 prospect. It's going to cost a guy who is major league ready, who's young, who has a lot of potential, and it's going to cost at least 2 more prospects that the Guardians feel as though will be beneficial for their team. This, in my opinion, is a good starting point though, with Houck, Rafaela, Blaze Jordan, and Jarren Duran. Again, you're giving up a lot. You're weakening your bullpen. You're weakening your outfield prospect pool to get a guy in here to be an ace for this Red Sox team. Now, again, I don't even know if the Guardians are willing to trade for Shane Bieber, but at the end of the day, if this ends up being what it does cost to get Shane Bieber on this Red Sox team, it would be the perfect splash for this Red Sox offseason. We've talked about it before on this channel, but if the Red Sox wanted to use their prospect pool, make a legitimate big time trade, this is the offseason to do it, and Shane Bieber would be a guy that I would go all in for, considering the fact that he can be an ace caliber pitcher for this Red Sox team. But I don't make the decision, so let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think of this? What do you think of the trade package? What do you think of the upside? What do you think of the downside? What do you think of the Red Sox trading for Shane Bieber? Let me know all your thoughts on that topic down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button. Like I said in the beginning, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Plus, you made it to the end here, you might as well hit that sub button. You also might as well hit that like button as well. It helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seat.